Imagine two athletes with equal talent and dedication. One trains haphazardly, driven by mood and whim. The other follows a structured plan, carefully calibrated to achieve peak performance. Who do you think will see greater success? The answer is clear. Just like a skyscraper needs a blueprint, athletes need structure in their training. Without it, progress is limited and the risk of injury increases. Enter periodization, a systematic approach to training that optimizes performance and minimizes plateaus. This essay will serve as your guide to understanding and implementing periodization, empowering you to unlock your athletic potential. Get ready to train smarter, not just harder. Periodization is the systematic planning of athletic training. It involves dividing a training program into distinct periods or cycles. Each cycle focuses on specific training goals and adaptations. These periods vary in length. They can be weeks, months, or even years. By strategically manipulating training variables like intensity, volume, and exercise selection, periodization prevents overtraining, reduces injury risk, and maximizes performance gains. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start with the roof. Similarly, periodization ensures you lay a strong foundation before pushing for peak performance. Periodization isn't just a theory, it's grounded in scientific principles. Our bodies are incredibly adaptable. When subjected to stress, they adapt to become more resilient. However, constant, unchanging stress leads to plateaus and burnout. This is where periodization shines. By systematically varying training stimuli, it prevents adaptation plateaus. This keeps your body guessing and constantly improving. Furthermore, planned recovery periods within a periodization model are crucial for allowing the body to rebuild and adapt, ultimately leading to enhanced performance. The science is clear. Periodization is the key to unlocking your body's full athletic potential. There are several periodization models, each with its own unique approach to structuring training programs. Let's explore the most common types and understand their distinct characteristics. Linear periodization. This classic model gradually increases intensity and decreases volume over time, leading to a peak at a specific competition or event. It's a straightforward approach that many athletes find effective. Reverse linear periodization. This model reverses the classic approach, starting with high intensity and low volume and gradually shifting to lower intensity and higher volume. It's often used to build a strong foundation before tapering. Non-linear periodization. This flexible model allows for variation in training intensity and volume within shorter periods, often on a weekly basis. It's ideal for athletes who need to adapt quickly to changing conditions. Block periodization. This model uses highly concentrated training blocks, each focusing on specific adaptations to rapidly improve performance qualities. It's particularly useful for advanced athletes targeting specific goals. The best model for you depends on your individual needs, goals, and training experience. Consulting with a coach can help tailor the right approach. Let's delve deeper into each model to see how they can be applied to your training regimen. Section 5. Linear periodization, a classic approach. Linear periodization is a time-tested approach that has been used by athletes for decades, proving its effectiveness and reliability. It's a simple, yet effective model, particularly suitable for beginners or those focusing on a single peak performance, making it an ideal starting point for many. The model is divided into several phases, typically macrocycles, mesocycles, and microcycles, each serving a unique purpose in the training regimen. Macrocycles represent the overall training plan, usually spanning several months to a year, providing a broad framework for progress. Mesocycles are shorter periods within the macro cycle, often lasting a few weeks, and focus on specific training goals, allowing for targeted improvements. Finally, microcycles are the smallest units, typically a week in length, outlining daily training sessions, ensuring consistent progress. As the athlete progresses through the phases, the training intensity gradually increases while volume decreases, balancing workload and recovery. This allows for optimal adaptation and prevents overtraining, ensuring the athlete remains healthy and continues to improve. Section 6. Reverse linear periodization, building a strong foundation. Reverse linear periodization flips the script on the classic model. Instead of starting with high volume and low intensity, it begins with high intensity and low volume. As the training cycle progresses, intensity gradually decreases while volume increases. This approach is particularly beneficial for athletes who need to develop a solid foundation of strength and power early in their training cycle. It allows for early neuromuscular adaptations, laying the groundwork for subsequent phases. However, it's essential to approach reverse linear periodization with caution. The initial high-intensity phase can be demanding and requires proper preparation to avoid injury. Section 7. Non-linear periodization, adapting to life's demands. Life can be unpredictable, and sometimes sticking to a rigid training plan is challenging. Non-linear periodization, also known as undulating periodization, offers a flexible alternative. It allows for variation in training intensity and volume within shorter periods, often on a weekly basis. For example, one week might focus on high intensity with lower volume, while the following week might emphasize higher volume and moderate intensity. This constant variation keeps the body guessing and prevents adaptation plateaus. Non-linear periodization is an excellent option for individuals with busy schedules or those who thrive on variety in their training. It also allows for better recovery and adaptation by incorporating regular lighter training days. Section 8. Block periodization, concentrated gains. Block periodization, as the name suggests, divides the training plan into distinct blocks. Each block focuses on developing specific physiological qualities or skills. These blocks are typically shorter and more intense than traditional periodization phases. For instance, an athlete might have a block dedicated to building maximal strength, followed by a block focusing on power development, and finally, a block emphasizing speed and endurance. This concentrated approach allows for rapid adaptation in specific areas. Block periodization is highly effective for experienced athletes looking to break through plateaus or target specific weaknesses. However, it requires careful planning and execution to avoid overtraining and injury. Section 9. Practical examples. From beginner to advanced. How you implement periodization will vary depending on your training level and goals. It's essential to understand that each level requires a unique approach to maximize effectiveness and ensure steady progress. Here are some practical examples to illustrate these concepts in action. A beginner runner might follow a linear periodization plan. This is a straightforward approach that gradually increases the training load. They would start with short, easy runs and gradually increase mileage and intensity over several weeks. This method helps build a solid foundation. This gradual progression allows their body to adapt and prevents injury. It's crucial for beginners to avoid overtraining and give their bodies time to recover. An intermediate lifter could benefit from a non-linear periodization approach. This method introduces more variety into the training regimen. They might have heavy lifting days, lighter days focusing on technique, and active recovery days. This balance helps in targeting different muscle groups and improving overall strength. This variation prevents plateaus and promotes consistent progress. It keeps the body guessing and adapting to new challenges. An advanced cyclist aiming for a peak performance at a specific race might utilize block periodization. This is a more complex and focused approach. They would have blocks dedicated to building endurance, followed by blocks emphasizing speed and power, culminating in a tapering period before the race. This ensures they peak at the right time. These are just a few examples. Each athlete's journey is unique and requires a tailored approach. The key is to tailor the periodization model to your specific needs and goals. By doing so, you can achieve optimal results and reach your full potential. Section 10. Periodization, your key to unlocking peak performance. Remember the two athletes we talked about at the beginning? The one who trains with a plan, utilizing the power of periodization, is undoubtedly on the path to success. They are making consistent progress, avoiding burnout and reaching their full athletic potential. Periodization is not just for elite athletes. It's a powerful tool for anyone who wants to improve their performance, regardless of their sport or experience level. By understanding the principles of periodization and applying the right model for your needs, you can transform your training. You can break through plateaus, prevent overtraining, and achieve goals you once thought impossible. Periodization is the key to unlocking your peak performance. Section 11. Take action. Start your periodized training journey today. Don't let another day go by without a plan. Your journey to peak performance starts now. Take the first step and explore the world of periodization. Research different models, consult with a qualified coach, and design a plan that aligns with your goals. Embrace the structure, embrace the challenge, and embrace the incredible results that await you. Remember, the only limit to what you can achieve is the one you set for yourself. Start your periodized training journey today and unleash your full athletic potential.